It's Miss Magda, your friendly neighborhood librarian, and I wanted to read a book for y'all for Read Across America Day called The Lorax. And what better way to read The Lorax than with Hello, friends! Hi, Mr. Lorax. How you doing? I'm just fine. I heard you reading my book. Yes, and I think I'm looking forward to reading it with you. Yay! Okay, so The Lorax by Dr. Seuss, published by Random House in New York. At the far end of town, where the grickle grass grows, and the wind smells sour and sour when it blows, no birds ever sing, excepting old crows, is the street of the lifted Lorax. Thank you for being a good helper, Mr. Lorax. This is fun. And deep in the grickle grass, some people say, if you look deep enough, you can still see today where the Lorax once stood. That's me. Just as long as it could before someone lifted the Lorax away. Oh no, where are you going, Lorax? What was the Lorax and why was it there? And why was it lifted and taken somewhere from the far end of town where the grickle grass grows? The old Onceler still lives here. Ask him, he knows. Mm. So wait, are you the Lorax or are you the Onceler? Mm. You won't see the Onceler. Don't knock at his door. He stays in his lurkum on top of his store. He lurks in his lurkum cold under the roof, where he makes his own clothes out of muffered moof. And on special dank midnights in August, he peeks out of the shutters, and sometimes he speaks and tells how the Lorax was lifted away. He'll tell you perhaps if you're willing to pay. On the end of a rope, he lets down a tin pail. You have to toss in 15 cents and a nail. The shell of a great 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 grandfather snail. Then he pulls up the pail, makes a careful count to see if you paid him the proper amount. He hides what you paid him away in his snub, his secret strange hole in his groovulous glove. Then he grunts, I will call you by whisper my phone. For the secrets I tell you are for your ears alone. Slop! Down slops the whisper-phone to your ear, and the old Onceler's whispers are not very clear since they've come down through a snurgly hose, and he sounds as if he has smallish beads up his nose. Now I'll tell you, he says with his teeth sounding gray, how the Lorax got lifted and taken away. It started way back. Such a long, long time back. Way back in the days when the grass was still green and the pond was still wet and the clouds were still clean and the songs of the swoomy swans rang out in space. One morning I came to this glorious place and I saw the trees, the truffle of trees, bright colored tufts of the truffle of trees, mile after mile in the fresh morning breeze. And under the trees, I saw brown barbaloots frisking about in their barbaloot suits as they played in the shade and ate truffulous fruits. From the rippleless pond came the comfortable sound of the humming fish humming while splashing around. Splash, splash, splash. But those trees, those truffula trees, all my life I'd been searching for trees such as these. The touch of their tufts were much softer than silk, and they had the sweet smell of fresh butterfly milk. I felt a great leaping of joy in my heart. I knew just what to do. I unloaded my cart. In no time at all, I had built a small shop. Then I chopped down the truffula tree with one chop, and with grateful skill With great skillful skill and with great speedy speed, I took the soft tuft and I knitted a need. These words, man, they're tripping me up. But I'm gonna read them for you. That's what I did. The instant I finished, I heard a gazump. I looked up. I saw something pop out of the stump of the tree I chopped down. It was sort of a man. Describe him. That's hard. I don't know if I can. He was shortish, oldish, brownish, and mossy, and he spoke with a voice that was sharpish and bossy. It's your turn, Lorax. Mister, he said with a sawdusty sneeze, I am the Lorax. I speak for the trees. I speak for the trees that have no tongues. And I'm asking you, sir, at the top of my lungs. He was very upset as he shouted and puffed, what's that thing you made out of my truffle tuft? Oh, Lorax, you seem kind of mad in there, huh? What's going on? Well, he messed up my tuft. I was not happy about it. Look, Lorax, I said, there's no cause for alarm. I chopped down one tree. I'm doing no harm. I'm being quite useful. This thing is a need. A need of find something that all people need. It's a shirt, it's a sock, it's a glove, it's a hat, but it has other uses, yes, far beyond that. You can use it for carpets, for pillows, for sheets, or curtains, or covers, for bicycle seats. Sir, the Lorax said, Sir, you are crazy with greed. There is no one on earth who would buy that fool's need. You guys can see, Lorax is very, very mad. Right? Yes, very, very angry. But the very next minute, I proved he was wrong, for just at that minute, a chap came along and he thought that the need I had knitted was great. He happily bought it for $3.98. I laughed at the Lorax. You poor stupid guy. You can never tell what some people will buy. Oh, Lorax, you're so out of touch. I repeat, cried the Lorax, I speak for the trees. I'm busy, I told him. Shut up, if you please. I rushed across the room and in no time at all built a radio phone. I put in a quick call. I called on my brothers and uncles and aunts and I said, listen here. Here's a wonderful chance for the whole One Split family to get mighty rich. Get over here fast. Take the road to North Niche. Turn left at Weehawken. Sharp right at South Stitch. Wow. A battle is coming. And in no time at all, in the factory I built, the whole Onceler family was working full tilt. We were knitting needs, just as busy as bees, and as to the sound of the chopping of truffle trees. No! No! Okay, Laura, look, the book is continuing. The poor trees, the truffle trees, the trees. Then, oh baby, oh how did my business did grow. Now chopping one tree at a time was too slow. So I quickly invented my super axe hacker, which whacked off 4 truffle trees in one smacker. We were making needs 4 times as fast before. And that Lorax, he didn't show up anymore. Man, Lorax, what do you think is going to happen? I'm kind of concerned. But the next week, he knocked on my new office door. He snapped, I'm the Lorax who speaks for the trees, which you seem to be chopping as fast as you please. But I'm also in charge of the brown barbaloots who played in the shade in their barbaloots suits and lived happily eating truffle fruits. Now, thanks to you and your hacking my trees to the ground, there's not enough truffle fruit to go around, and my poor babaloots are now getting the crummies because they have gas and no food in their tummies. That sounds like a problem that, we're not, it's not good. That's not a good one. They loved living here, but I can't let them stay. They'll have to find food, and I hope that they may. Good luck, boys, he cried, and he sent them away. Away with you. I, the onceler, felt sad as I watched them all go. But business is business, and business must grow regardless of crummies and tummies, you know. I meant no harm, I most truly did not, but I had to go bigger, so bigger I got. I biggered my factory, I biggered my roads, I biggered my wagons, I biggered the loads of the things I sniffed out. I was shipping them forth to the south, to the east, to the west, to the north. I went right on biggering, selling more needs, and I biggered my money, which everyone needs. You don't look very happy, Lorax. I most certainly am not. Then again he came back. I was fixing some pipes when that old nuisance Lorax came back with more grapes. I am the Lorax! He coughed and he whiffed. He snuffled, he snargled, he sniffed. Onceler, he cried with a cruffless croak. Onceler, you're making so smuggle of smoke. My poor swoomy swans. Why, they can't sing a note. I know I can sing who has smog in his throat. Mm. It's not looking good for this mead maker. And so, said the Lorax, please pardon my cough. They cannot live here, so I'm sending them off. Where will they go? I don't hopefully know. They may have to fly for a month or a year to escape from the smog you've smogged up around here. The Lorax is not happy. Not one bit. What's more, snapped the Lorax, his dander was up. Let me say a few words about gloopity glop. Your machinery chugs on day and night without stop making gloppity glop. Also sloppity slop. And what do you do with all this leftover goo? I'll show you, you dirty old onceler man, you. Yeah, Lorax is not happy. You're glumping the pond where the humming fish hummed. No more can they hum, for their gills are all gummed. So I'm sending them off. Oh, their future is dreary. They'll walk on their fins and get woefully weary in search of some water that isn't so smeary. Now they're messing with the fish. I mean, come on, y'all. You can't have that. These humming fish can't hum. And then I got mad. I got terribly mad. I yelled at the Lorax, no, listen here, Dad. All you do is yap yap and say bad, 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 bad. Well, I have my rights, sir, and I'm telling you, I intend to go on doing just what I do. And for your information, Lorax, I'm figuring on biggering and biggering and biggering and biggering, turning more truffula trees into needs, which everyone, everyone needs. I never. And at that very moment, we heard a loud whack. From outside in the fields came a sickening smack of an axe on a tree. Then we heard a tree fall, the very last truffula tree of them all. Dun, dun, dun. No more trees, no more sneeze, no more work to be done. So, in no time, my uncles and aunts, everyone, all waved goodbye. They jumped into my cars and drove away under the smoke smuggered stars. Now all that was left neath the bad smelling sky was my big empty factory, the Lorax. and bye. The Lorax tried to warn you. Onceler. The Lorax said nothing, just gave me a glance. Just gave me a very sad backwards glance. As he lifted himself by the seat of his pants, and I'll never forget the grim look on his face when he hoisted himself and took leave of this place through a hole in the smog without leaving a trace. And all that the Lorax left here in this mess was a small pile of rocks with one word: unless. Whatever that meant, well, I just couldn't guess. That was long, long ago. But each day since that day, I've sat here and worried away. Through the years, while my buildings have fallen apart, I've worried about it with all of my heart. What do you guys think unless means? But now, says the Onceler, now that you're here, the word of the Lorax seems perfectly clear, unless someone like you cares a whole awful lot, nothing is going to get better. It's not. So, catch, called the Onceler. He let something fall. It's a truffle seed. It's the last one of all. You're in charge of the last truffula seeds, and truffula trees are what everyone needs. Plant a new truffula, treat it with care, give it clean water, and feed it fresh air. Grow a forest, protect it from axes that hack. Then the Lorax and all of his friends may come back. All these people were uprooted, and that's it. So we don't know what happened, right? But we're gonna just believe that the Lorax did come back, right? Oh, most definitely. That's my home. Well, thank you so much, Lorax, for helping us read The Lorax by Dr. Seuss. Bye.